Another major domino in the offseason quarterback carousel fell today as the Philadelphia Eagles punted on former number 2 overall pick Carson Wentz, sending him to the Indianapolis Colts, reuniting him with former Philly OC Frank Reich for basically not a lot. So Adam Schefter reported it first. Philadelphia has agreed to trade Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for a 2021 third-round pick and a conditional 2022 second-round pick that could turn into a first, league sources tell Mort Report and me. If Carson Wentz's playing time is at or above 75% next season, the conditional 2022 second-round pick will become a first-round pick per sources. The second-round pick also could become a first if Wentz plays at least 70% of the plays and the Colts go to the playoffs. Now, I'm just waiting for... So Frank Reich is going to have things sewed up in the AFC South by week 12, and he's just going to bench Carson Wentz so that his playing time percentage is at 69%. Nice, just to completely screw over his former team. Would like to see that. But given the haul from the Stafford deal, we got a lot of reaction of like, well, what the Matthew Stafford's worth 2 firsts. I mean, what's going on? Well, yes, the third and conditional second doesn't seem like much, but the factors that we talked about that were very unique in the Lions and Rams Stafford and Jared Goff trade. Well, Lions got paid extra. They basically got an extra first-round pick to take Goff's terrible contract. And the Eagles doubly screwed themselves over because, first, they gave up Carson Wentz that horrible 4-year, $128 million extension with $108 million guaranteed. Are you kidding me? B, they let the situation deteriorate where they had no leverage in trade. Like, it was a fire sale, and Chris Ballard was an absolute G and just came in and took advantage. Like, I respect how Chris Ballard operates, where, the Colts were tepidly in on the Matthew Stafford, derby, where they're like, okay, we're kind of in, we're not going to give up our first-round pick. And then everyone sort of laughed. I was like, well, if you really want him, why don't you include the first? And then he got Carson Wentz for a friggin' song and didn't give up this year's first-round pick. It's amazing. But per spot rack, the Eagles eat $33.8 million in dead cap, the most in NFL history. Second is, ironically, the Rams and Jared Goff. So the number 1 and number 2 overall picks from the 2016 drafts are kaput. Like, they signed fat-ass extensions with their original teams and then are just given away. That's amazing. It's amazing. The Colts essentially pick up Wentz for a 4-year, $98 million deal effectively, and really only 2 years guaranteed, which is solid, which is not bad, which is what the Eagles should have paid Wentz, but no. Now, I've been hard on Carson Wentz, right? But in 2017, respect. He was playing at an MVP level under Frank Reich before he tore his ACL at 33 touchdowns, 101.9 quarterback rating, but then things took a turn. So the Eagles allegedly won the Super Bowl that year with Nick Foles, and it just always felt like, as an outsider, that Wentz never really trusted the Eagles fan base again. Like, he never felt at ease with them. Like, it never felt like he was their guy anymore. And I do think that he handled the Jalen Hurts situation at probably about as bad as you possibly could. Whining, demanding a trade, all of this stuff, where Jalen Hurts, when he was benched for Tua, like, that is the way that you handle a benching. But Carson Wentz went the other direction, right? But I think this is a great trade for the Colts, where they weren't going to get a top quarterback at 21 overall, where they draft in the first round. Like, maybe Mac Jones falls, but nah. And they pulled off a trade where they keep their first-round pick, likely get a tackle to replace Anthony Costanzo, the left tackle who retired, and then Wentz might be salvageable. Like, maybe he is able to keep things together and stay healthy and keep his mind in the game. And Frank Reich is the quarterback whisperer, basically. And the Colts do have a great offensive line anchored by Quentin Nelson. And they have a few nice weapons in Paris Campbell and Michael Pittman Jr. And plus they have the hammer and Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Like, you can do some things. Like, and also that Colts defense was arguably the best in football last season. So, I mean, baby, they got stew going. Like, the Colts were an 11-win team last year, and they went to the playoffs with the corpus of Phillip Rivers. Imagine what they can do if Carson Wentz can return to a facsimile of what he used to be in 2017. And then the Eagles, oh boy. So the Eagles, the Wentz trade was expected. And they're hoping to get more than they got. But, a third and maybe a first rounder in 2022 if everything goes according to plan. And the first would be a late first because the Colts have to make the playoffs essentially. Or, he has to play 75% of the snaps. Sure. But, are they sold on Jalen Hurts? They should be, because I love me some Jalen Hurts, man. I think that he is going to be eventually be a very good quarterback in this league. But I don't know. Are they ready to jump ship? I mean, they took him at 53 overall last year, man, and you're ready to just quit after he had 4 starts, and he played pretty good in all 4 of those starts, by the way. But would they really take a quarterback at 6? Like, if Trey Lance falls or Fields falls, or maybe they have an opportunity to trade up for Zach Wilson, I would get it. I would understand that you do have to take advantage of that opportunity if you do like one of those 3 guys better than Hurts, but it's a bad look, man. It's a bad, like Howie Roseman, like, make up your mind. So you give this huge ass contract to Carson Wentz, and then you put the kibosh on him in short order. Then you give up on a 2nd-round pick after 1 year, like basically Rosening him. And then, okay, how long until you give up on Justin Fields? That's the question. But they have a full rebuild in Philly. Like, their offensive line needs an overhaul. They need weapons on the outside. Their cornerbacks are trash. Linebackers need to be fixed. But they don't even have, like, construction equipment. Like, they have that little shovel that your grandma uses to, dig around herbs in her garden. That's about it. But as a Vikings fan, it's good to see that the Eagles are in disarray. Sort of bummed that Wentz didn't end up on the Bears, because could you imagine being able to play Jared Goff twice and Carson Wentz twice a year? Ooh, would like to see it, but yeah. But your thoughts and our thoughts. Eagles trade Carson Wentz to the Colts. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.